If you haven't seen it, a whole lot of articles have been released talking about how EA is actually reviving the franchise with a new title called Plants vs. Zombies Reloaded. And since every time EA Shepherd breathes, it causes an explosion within the community, this is definitely an update people are going insane over. As for my thoughts, they're pretty mixed. If you have seen my other PvZ Revival video, you can probably imagine why. Anyways, let's get right into it. To set everyone's expectations, I might as well quote one of the articles to see what they have to say. The software ratings board in Brazil just added a new listing for a title called Plants vs. Zombies Reloaded, which is yet to be officially announced by EA. While there's no official details on this title at the time, it'll likely be a reworked version of the classic Plants vs. Zombies game that was originally released back in 2009. This sounds great, right? And it does. I love the idea of PvZ 1 getting a remaster, as I'm sure that was the game that fueled so many of the community's childhoods. However, if you look at what they just did to the mobile port of PvZ 1 with the ads, I don't know if they can be trusted with a remaster of the game. Especially if the leaks are true, as this plans to also have a mobile port. I guess one could argue that this theoretically justifies the PvZ 1 ads because in hindsight they likely put them in as preparation for this release, and yeah, sure. While this could act as an explanation for why they did this, it doesn't make the decision any less dumb. Anyways, I might as well go on a whim here and bring up the primal desire that the community has, and how this may connect to future new releases for the franchise. Because technically, we don't even know what this PvZ Reloaded means. A PvZ 1 remake is only implied, right? I wish. I've seen a couple people mention that this could be a Garden Warfare remake and not a Tower Defense remake because the term Reloaded fits better in the context of a shooter game, but I highly doubt it given the information that this also plans to have mobile releases, the Tower Defense games also have console titles, and the leaked name doesn't mention Garden Warfare anywhere. Although I'd take a Garden Warfare remaster over a Tower Defense one any day. Watch them dupe us all and announce a BFN remake. Now, let's talk about what this means for the franchise as a whole. Even if this ends up as mostly recycled code and a fresh coat of paint for a game we've all played before, this reinforces my belief that EA at least sees the potential of the franchise and is dipping their toes into development. We also can't ignore that Heroes also came out of the gigantic balance patch after years of silence. If I were to go into complete optimistic speculation mode, the best outcome I could see from this is EA using a PvZ 1 remake to test if the market is still present, releasing a cheap-to-produce title as a fundraiser for potential new projects or return support to older ones if it performs well. If this is the case, I might as well bring up a couple of things that this could also lead to. The first thing on everyone's minds is probably Garden Warfare 2 support and the small updates we've been begging for the last couple years. Those being an update to the Town Hall, a proper anti-cheat for the PC version of the game, and just maybe, some actual balance changes for the game itself. In the perfect world where PvZ Reloaded is a massive success, I honestly don't think that sort of thing is entirely out of the realm of possibility. Even then, I could see a remaster of Garden Warfare 2 being ported over to the Nintendo Switch 2 with some of the things we're requesting. It's not like that's impossible either, knowing that Battle4Neighborville got a Switch port with a bunch of refinements. A Garden Warfare 2 Complete Edition could end up being the saving grace we're looking for in the long run. And I know that at least someone's going to mention it if I don't say it first, but does this mean Garden Warfare 3? No, absolutely not. If they announce a Garden Warfare 3, I'll make a video shaming myself for being a non-believer, because they'd be pretty rich from me, probably one of the biggest Garden Warfare 3 guys on the platform. I also doubt this means any new content to Garden Warfare 2, so try to keep your expectations reasonable. But in the end, between the Heroes devs saying that they plan to nurture the game going into 2025, which they still haven't followed up on yet, nerf quarterly bonus please, and now the leaked game, it's safe to assume that PvZ is at least trying to enter some sort of renaissance. Whether or not it will succeed is another matter altogether. I can't lie about the fact that this is pretty exciting news at the end of the day. I hope that it goes somewhere this time around, and Plants vs. Zombies can come back from the dead and thrive like it used to. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering about how the next part of my Heroes TCG is going, I can tell you that it's going pretty well. I hope to release it as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later.